Hello everybody, welcome back to some Vampyr. Last time, I do believe we ended the part by sleeping, which caused a significant amount of people to develop fatigue, and I think one to develop a headache, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this one down here has a headache. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around and cure all of them first. And then we have a couple of people in the West End to talk to. Well, I went the wrong way. But yeah, then we have a few people in the West End to talk to. A couple of them that we rescued. And then the restaurant guy. Oh no, that isn't the way I can go. Or the guy that we were supposed to find the restaurant for. Because he should have something new for us to say, I do believe. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be focusing on this part. I think I'm just going to do a big recording and then cut it up afterwards. But we'll see if we reach any points that are maybe a little bit better to Oh, reminds me I do need to re-equip my stake. Wow, this guy didn't drop anything for me, eh? Whatever. Because while I do obviously like my guns, the stake is the thing I have that does the stun damage. Let's see, 36 stun. And then since I really haven't upgraded anything else, I guess that is probably the best stun I got. But yeah, looks like nobody at the docks got sick. But we got a bunch of people back at the hospital. And then a couple people... Actually, did we have anybody in Whitechapel? Yeah, and then a couple people in Whitechapel. So we'll head over to Whitechapel and go to the West End through there, which is a path that we did open up last time. I don't remember if there's enemies along that path, but even if there is, I'm sure we'll be fine. We have obviously, once again, hit a point where the enemies are getting to be stronger than us.
I can't believe I'm doing
which
this.
is slightly worrying. But as I said, even if the game becomes like too much of a crawl, I can always obviously haven't tested this yet, although it is tempting to start a new game and just test it right away, right? Just start the game with like all the powers in the universe, right? Just plug my keyboard in to my Xbox and apparently I can just like max out everything immediately, but I don't want to do that unless it gets to a point where it's just too much. Where it's just taking me too long to progress through anything, you know? But yeah, so we should, I think, be good to get back to the hospital. Ooh, you're fighting a level 24 though, dude. Or no, the 24 is on your side. No, you just annihilated that guy. And of course, if I...
Best stay back, sir!
Uh-huh. Be a shame to hit him with it again, considering how low his health is. I have a feeling that like while this version of the Shadow Mist or whatever is really good, I do feel like the when I have them like at a range like this where they can't physically attack me.
Stop! Vampyr!
Yeah, I'm not gonna be burned by you. Although it did seem to do a little bit. Good night. Like I do see that it did do a slight amount of damage to my maximum health, which is kind of bullshit since I have my blood shield up. Oh my god, seriously?
It's one of them!
Really? It's faster than me. Ah, I hit dodge. Not that it really mattered, I mean. The fire executioners, well, the executioners, the guys with the crossbows, surprisingly enough, don't do very much damage. Although I guess it's probably because they're ranged guys, and it's like, it wouldn't be like too fair to that. Okay, Aussie here is solid. Newton is solid. And apparently a good way to, if you don't want to use the cheat with the keyboard, another good way to get a bunch of experience is to actually just rest, go around and cure everyone, rest, cure everyone, rest, cure everyone, and then like hopefully as you fight enemies to get from area to area, they'll drop enough stuff for you to continue to do it. But it seems like a very tedious,
Thank you.
like a very tedious thing to go through. Because, I mean, if you're going to bother doing that, then, I mean, you may as well just plug in the keyboard and just max it out yourself. Because, I mean, why not, right? I mean, you're already doing something that, theoretically, you shouldn't. Like, I mean, obviously, it's a thing you can do.
Good evening, Mr.
But, like, it's obviously not something that the developers probably thought of.
Do you need assistance?
Not really. I think I caught something in this.
As long
Don't think you.
Good.
Okay. Shared him. She was good. But Waverly over here is not.
I'm quite.
Do you need?
Don't be.
Then
Yeah.
I wish.
Don't be ridiculous. Yeah. Because a doctor can't get sick.
Good evening.
Do you require?
Do you know? Well, at least.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswell.
Because yeah, let's see how much. Yeah, see, and you only get 25 experience. So like the amount of times you would
Good
have
evening,
to
Mr.
sleep
Good
and
evening.
cure people, like.
Is there any?
And it's possible that like if you just keep
Unfortunately.
sleeping
Goodbye.
and let the illnesses progress
As for
to the point that you know they're a little bit stronger ones. Oh no, I missed milk. Oh, fine. Like it's possible that curing the stronger ones might give you more experience, but even then, I'm not sure if it gives you enough.
good evening.
Good evening, Doc.
Do you need?
I'm afraid I do.
Oh,
That's easy.
Okay.
goodbye, Milton.
Oh, actually,
Good evening.
since we're here,
Wise
we
choice.
progressed. Ooh, you do sell the good stuff, so I shall buy those for me. Do I have anything to sell? I'm gonna keep that because I don't know if that'll play a part in anything. But anyway, over to Rakesh. Whatever the hell his last name is. I was gonna use both names and then I realized after I said his first name that I don't remember what his last name is. Chidana.
Goody. Do you need? Well, the proc. Don't. And that is. Please
Go,
show me.
and now they're
Of
good
course.
to go again. And he just sells medical supplies, but that doesn't surprise me. Alright, so now that should be that district is now clear, so it'll go from stable up to sanitized again afterwards, I'm sure. Docks were good, so over to Whitechapel where we only have 3 fatigues to deal with, and then just to make sure that I still have 3 fatigues, yes. Since I'm at the hospital, and then the 1 headache. Alright. Over to Whitechapel then, once again, wishing that we had some form of fast travel in this game. Because that's the thing, right? Like, there's games where that have fast travel, but I won't use it very much, if at all, right? Because, like, you know, going from place, like, walking from place to place can provide some benefits. So, I'll just go over there.
Best turn around if I were you.
See, I was hoping that I could jump up there, because then if I could jump up there, I could get around these guys, right? Now, I mean, I could jump up there, or go this way, to try and go around, but I mean, obviously, I'm just going to have to fight that guy. And let's see, what level are these two? 22 and 23, and that guy's just 23. There we go. I should be good to get around them. Ah, fuck. Ow, fuck. Freaking point blank. There's no way that didn't hurt way more than it shows. Like, fuck. Oh my lord, are you kidding me? Oh, no, don't fall down, because I know there's a big fucker down there. Hey, look who I brought with me.
I'll kill you.
Ow.
Let's see how it likes a bit of fire.
Okay. You know, you guys, the guard is still you know, that honestly kind of annoys me way more than anything else about, like, even just having to fight the guard is obviously going to be annoying, but the fact that, like, you'll have to fight the guard like 10 feet away from a fucking ghoul or something. Oh, fuck off. I was mid fucking swing. I do like how I managed to kill him before he actually regenerated. That was nice. Let's just get my health up since I got a bunch of rats here that I can feed from. But yeah, like the fact that they don't actually control that, they don't end up fighting. Like, obviously there are points, all in this video, where they do end up crossing paths and fighting with like the skulls and that. But I mean, I feel like it doesn't happen enough, you know? And the fact that there's so many skulls, so many of those guys around as you're traveling, like, but yeah, like, it, you know, like I said, a lot of games there'll be like a benefit to not fast traveling because, like, you know,
I must reveal.
you'll power up, you'll get more. Okay, that guy is over there. Both of those guys are, and then the fucking dickhead priests I almost don't want to cure. But you know, you'll get more experience. You'll be able to grab more in that. But I mean,
Good evening.
you get so little
Don't you
experience.
fight? No doubt. How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
Don't you hear the trumpets?
I have.
But yeah, like, you get so little experience from fighting. You get very little in the way of actual, like,
You,
useful
need-
items. Like,
I don't-
it's just such a,
right then.
it's just such a, like, a shit thing, you know? And I need rivets for something, I don't remember what. But either way.
You again?
Can I off?
Keep your...
There is all right.
You know, it's possible that they just didn't know how to do fast travel. And I don't mean, like, mechanically they didn't know how to do fast travel. I'm pretty sure that it's a fairly simple thing for, like, anybody to do in a video game nowadays. I mean, it's in so many of them. But, I mean, like, to explain it, because obviously we can't walk outside during the day. And, like, the only time that it would make sense for us to fast travel would be during the day. There we go. Now we can upgrade our hacksaw. I mean, I could make it absorb more blood. I definitely have enough for that. Yeah, you know what, I will. I'll upgrade it for blood instead of damage. Just gonna max out its blood absorption. It'll do less damage, but then I can just hit them and blast away with my powers there. Oh, I still need 2 more tiny handle parts. What about triggers? Did I get enough of them? I did. Just barely, but I did. Rate of fire. Oh, but I need 5 fucking rivets. Good God. Rate of fire or extra stun? I mean, I guess I'll just go with more stun. But yeah, I need 3 more rivets, which is crazy. But hey, we got another legendary weapon, so that's always good. Really? They actually let that guy respawn in there? That's really weird that they let a enemy respawn in a safe house. Also really gotta stop using my guns quite so much. I'm actually running low on bullets. Granted, that's also probably something I can buy, but now I know that all I need is tiny handle parts and rivets, so. Alright, on to the West End, which I guess through here would be the best way, right? Because that's where both the people we need to talk to are, that we rescued last night. And then...
Its effectiveness has been proven by many.
No, you're not going to sell anything.
Good evening.
Ooh, I wonder, do we have any new personal questions? No.
I'd like to
see
see
our brother's quest line. I guess we also could have stopped by and seen him, but since we were coming through here anyway, but oh well. But yeah, it would be nice, considering the lack of rewards, to have a fast travel, or at least have like a clear pathway to certain, like between certain areas. Like I don't think, yeah, like I highly doubt that we're gonna have enemies here. I don't think. I'm pretty sure this is still. Oh no, there are. Which way is the safe house? The safe house is here. course, I can't get through there without a fight. I can't get over there without a fight. Good God. I mean, if I go past this guy, he's just level 16, but then there's a 27 there as well. But yeah, we need more things like this, where like I can get around them without fighting. Not that it seems to make a difference, because then I just end up in a different area where I
Safer
have to
places
fight.
to be than here.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm fucking off. Good God, it's... If you had more... If you got more experience from fighting,
Take some seriously.
or you had more of a reason to do it, maybe. But yeah, you just
Good evening,
get...
Miss Teasdale. How have you been since you returned home?
Dr. Reed. Oh, thank God you returned safely from these awful streets. I was so worried about my father that I left without thanking you properly.
Please don't mention it, miss.
Good. I found him, you know. My dad. Or what was left of him. I think my abductor intended to do the same thing to me.
Do you need my medical attention, miss?
I don't need your help specifically. I can assure you there are many competent doctors around.
I have no doubt about it, but I'm offering you my help anyway.
All right then. But please leave me alone for now.
What do you do for a living, Miss Teasdale?
Before my kidnapping, I was a waitress in a pub. Now I'm unemployed.
Were you fired?
No. It's just that after my recent experience, I don't feel like I can go back to my normal life. I need to do something useful.
We actually got 3 of her hints already.
What do you intend to do?
Dad always told me, Louise, if you want something, don't stop until you have it. I did my research and I found it. Ichabod Throgmorton, professional vampire hunter. I'll be his apprentice.
Okay, I can go with that.
Be very careful, Miss Teasdale. You were lucky to escape death once, but vampires lurk everywhere.
You killed my kidnapper by yourself, didn't you? No offense, Doctor, but you're just a doctor. I don't see why I couldn't do the same.
Well...
What can you tell me about this area?
I've never really liked this part of town. It was where my father wanted to live. I won't remain here much longer.
What exactly don't you like about it?
People here are contemptuous and elitist. My dad always said, Louise, always treat people like you want them to treat you.
You seem to cherish your father a great deal.
Dad was the best. He kept an eye on me, but let me make my own mistakes. Louise, he used to say, mistakes are the best teacher. You would have liked him.
I'm sorry you didn't have the opportunity to say goodbye.
That's all right. He's buried in consecrated ground now. Nothing bad can happen to him.
Yeah.
Louise, what can you tell me about the vampire who captured you?
The little fucker claimed he'd fallen in love with me. That he wanted to spend eternity with me. Not a bad idea. At least that's the way it seemed at first.
Really? Did you consider accepting his proposal?
Well, immortality. Not a common wedding gift, is it? I think he just wanted to have his way with me. Can vampires even fuck, Doctor?
What? Well, I really can't answer that. Well, since they are creatures of blood, physically speaking, I suppose an erection is possible, but
Don't be embarrassed, Dr. Reed. I was just asking.
I mean, they're creatures of blood, but they're also supposed to be dead, which would indicate no blood flow, which is the actual, like, problem, right?
Why did your father feel guilty? He seemed so eager to welcome you back, as though he'd done something wrong.
Last time we saw each other, we had a terrible argument. I left the house and ended up in a pub. That's where the vampire met me. Dead drunk.
I see.
We argued a lot, me and Dad. But he always came home. I'm sure that's why he went to find me. He knew something bad had happened.
Your father never gave up on you. In the end, he risked everything to save the daughter he loved.
Yeah, that was my dad. Tough bastard, just like me. Even if I'd broken his leg, he would have gone looking for me.
What do you mean?
That last argument we had, it was more of a fight, actually. He slapped me and I kicked him hard in the balls.
Louise, tell me what you really think about your father's sacrifice to save you.
I'm proud he went after me. I forgive him all his harsh words, all his bloody attitudes. I only wish I could tell him how much I loved him.
Yes. It can be traumatic, not having the chance to say goodbye to those we love.
Yes, Doctor. And there's no treatment for that type of pain, isn't that right? That may be the last thing my father taught me.
Alright, so we got all of her clues now. Father tried to rescue her, killed while trying to find her, run away from the house after a violent argument, and abducted wanting to make her a vampire.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale. And be careful. Until we meet again.
Why can't I forgive you, Father?
Alright, so that's her done.
Right to vote is only the first step.
Yeah, that's what's her face. Ah, here we go. And he's the one that we completed the quest for.
Are you alright?
I won't lie to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
These are the documents you wanted me to look for. I think I've gathered all the available occult research about vampires.
Oh, thank you, Johnny. That'll help me separate the myths from the facts.
I'm not sure you can consider this material factual, but it's yours now. What do you intend to do with it?
First, I'm going to show them to Venus. It'll open her eyes and make her understand the importance of my mission.
Okay, so with that succeeded. Your wife is poisoning you? When the fuck did I learn that?
Venus is poisoning you, Clarence. She wants you dead.
So she really hates me that much now. My poor wife. I had no idea my research would drive her to such extremes.
I'm sorry, Clarence.
Why would you tell me that? First you returned from the dead, and now you tell me my wife is trying to murder me.
You're a stupid bastard, but you're my friend, Clarence. And I don't have many left. I don't want you to die. Not like that.
But I love her. I love my wife. Did I make her suffer that much? Have I become such a burden?
So you have no suspicions about her at all? Nothing in Venus's behavior has seemed odd since you returned?
Frankly, it's my behavior that's been odd. Ever since I got back from the war, she accuses me of being paranoid and delusional.
Alright. Oh, we actually got all of the hints for Venus without actually being able to get into the house to talk to her. So that's interesting.
You need some rest.
Alright, well.
Clarence. You should try to sleep.
I guess that's one way to do it. Which means that the only person we have left to talk to then is the other guy that we rescued. Ah, this guy right here, Chimera Tao, and then, oh right, and then the guy that we gave the restaurant thing to.
We meet again, Mr. Kimura, in a more peaceful situation.
Dr. Reed, still visiting London by night?
We must both be nocturnal animals, you and I. After your captivity, I thought you'd be more cautious.
Breathing the cold night air helps calm my mind, sir. I've had the most frightening nightmares since I escaped that filthy jail.
Honestly, I don't even remember rescuing this guy. Let's see, do I want to do personal or... Nah, let's stick with your life in London. I normally
May
do
I
this
ask you
first.
what you do for a living, Mr. Kimura?
I was a landlord. A wealthy one. And not a very kind one, I realized recently.
Why this sudden epiphany? Is it because of your near-death experience?
I was already feeling nostalgic about Weymouth, my hometown. With recent events, I'm thinking about going back there.
How is the situation in the West End?
I've heard rumors about armed men patrolling and fighting infected citizens in these very streets. I was lucky they didn't shoot me when I was abducted.
What can you tell me about your abduction?
If you really want to know, I was locked in that building for 3 or 4 days. My jailer was insane, mumbling about sacrifice and voices.
And why didn't he sacrifice you?
That was the weirdest part. He claimed to spill blood was not enough. It had to be done when some stars were aligned.
Which stars?
That's the whole point. He wanted me to talk to him about some Red Queen configuration or constellation. I've never heard of such an astronomical term.
What did he say about voices?
He constantly whined about the voice of his master, ordering him to do terrible things. He wanted to silence the voice by offering blood. My blood.
Why are you so nostalgic for your hometown, Tadao?
I was focused so much on making money, I almost forgot that my relatives and friends are threatened by this epidemic.
Have you heard anything from your family?
I was not only a bad landlord, I was also a bad husband. I've not seen my wife and son for years. Busy, busy, busy.
At least now you're ready to go back and see them. But don't be surprised if your son bears a grudge, sir.
You make it sound like you suffered from an absent father yourself, Dr. Reed. Well, I'll keep your warning in mind.
Have you no friends at all?
Over the years, I'm afraid my greed turned me into my friend's adversary, while I became friends with my professional rivals.
Those you grew up with didn't share your views on money and success.
Would you believe I was once a member of poetry circles and an astronomy club? We were young, such joyful dreamers then. But I stopped laughing long ago.
Can you change? And is it what you really want? If so, it must come from within, not without.
I've seen what an altruistic gesture can do. Nothing forced you to save me, Dr. Reed, but you did. I will follow your example in these matters from now on.
Yes, follow my example. I'm no good Samaritan. There is no need to thank me. Well, I mean, if I wanted to be a good person and follow my example, this would be the correct
There is no
choice.
need to thank me. Rescuing a London citizen should not be out of the ordinary, though I'm afraid it may appear so in these difficult times.
You did not only rescue me, you fought for me. You put your life in danger to save me. That's quite extraordinary.
How will you cope if you're attacked again?
I don't know. I've heard about these men and women who patrol the West End every night, chasing criminals like my abductor. Maybe I should join them.
Tell me, Tadao, why was your abductor so interested in your passion for astronomy?
I don't know. We met a few times at the Royal Greenwich Observatory. He seemed to share my hobby. Then he invited me to his house and locked me in.
Yes, astronomy is a fascinating subject. When I was a child, my mother bought a small telescope for my sister and I. We spent many a pleasant evening stargazing.
Stars are not just dots in the sky, Doctor. They are the key to our understanding of the cosmos. They remind us how insignificant we are.
You're right. But children love magic and stories. I remember our mother told us constellations have the power to protect us.
Protection by the light of the stars. That's sweet. You remember the name of these constellations?
Cygnus. The constellation that was supposed to protect Mary.
Memory's a strange thing. I can recite without hesitation the names of the 88 constellations, yet I barely remember my own childhood.
Did he fake his interest in astronomy to get close to you?
No. In his madness, he spoke about a blood sacrifice to be made to his master when the stars aligned to a specific configuration.
Alright. Well, that's...
Goodbye,
good.
Mr. Kimura. Take care.
And I also want to go and see our mother again. Because now that we've... And the butler dude, since we finished that quest... and we have our father's watch, it's possible that there's more to that now.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. A great night, what?
So, did you try the restaurant I recommended?
Oh, yes. I can't thank you enough, my dear doctor. Exquisite, but expensive. But what is money made for, if not for little pleasures?
Don't you think your money could be better spent in these difficult times?
Your words hurt, Doctor. I thought you and I were friends. But since you ask, I'm rich enough to finance my passions. And various charities across the city.
Perhaps my words were too harsh. Please forgive me if I've upset you.
Oh, no harm done. After I die, all my fortune will go to the suffering people of the East End. Until then, I aspire to live the most pleasant life possible.
Oh, well, we've got all of his hands.
Calhoun, tell me about your relationship with Doris Fletcher.
Oh, Doris. Cold fire and burning ice trapped in a perfect body. Our passion was as intense as it was brief. What an actress.
How did you meet her?
On a boat to France before the war. She was thinking about a career in Paris, and I was eager to try French gastronomy. We both returned disappointed.
I expect you've seen her on stage, too.
She really is the best actress of her generation. Such frailty and such strength at the same time. I hope she'll play again soon. She's been away for too long.
You sound surprisingly sad. Have you regrets?
I think of her as a divine dish. I'm glad I was able to taste it, but I regret I could only get a bite of her mystery.
You really loved her then?
She fascinated me, Dr. Reed. I can't imagine what she must have endured through her life to reach such a level of emotion and sensibility.
All right.
So,
Whoops.
Oh,
don't you...
Oh, no.
I may have a look at...
Okay, do you have any rivets? Or, oh, you do have tiny good handle parts. But no rivets, which is unfortunate. I also don't remember how many tiny handle parts I needed, so... But whatever. I could also sell some of the weapons I have, since I already know that I'm not going to be able to get them all. Reed's mansion is behind me. Probably enter through here. Oh, this might be it right here. And then we can also see if that was as many handle parts as I needed. But let's talk to the butler, who was normally in here.
Yes, Mr. Jonathan?
Oh, so we can give him the watch. Okay.
Good
Okay, well,
luck,
before we
course.
do that, I do wish to go and speak to our mother first. Oh, but it sounds like she's locked in the room, I think. Oh, no, she is still out in the hallway.
Hello again.
Jonathan, back.
Let's see. No. Okay, so it has nothing to... So that quest then literally has nothing to do with her. Alright. Well, let's pop into here first, because this should be our room, and see if we can upgrade our steak. And, oh, that was exactly as many as we needed. Boop. And since I only need aluminum parts for it, let's increase the stun even further to bring it up to 44, which isn't bad. That should actually, I think anyway, stun in one hit a couple of the enemies that we come across, but that might only be like if they're at lower levels, but I'm thinking the crossbow guys and the gunners and that, the more ranged focused ones. But yeah, let's go give our watch to, or give our father's watch to the butler guy. What he'll do with it, I don't know. I mean, I imagine, just based on our conversations with him, I imagine he'll keep it as a memento.
Yes,
Avery, I finally deciphered my father's puzzle. Among other things, I found his watch. I'd really like you to have it.
I can't accept this gift, sir.
Yes, you can, Avery. You deserve it.
I thank you, sir. I'll keep it until the day I die.
Alright. Let's see. Did that unlock anything else with him?
Goodbye, Avery. Please watch over my mother until I return.
Of course.
Alright. Well, I mean, after curing everybody and doing that quest there, we do got 1,500 experience again. Which, to be fair, is not very much. It takes quite a bit of experience. Like, you what the hell merchant is that, I wonder? Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. All I need is... Oh, and I also didn't check out the merchants. 3 merchants in Whitechapel. There was the lady selling the medicine. There was the guy that I gave the medicine to, but... Did I talk to him? To trade? I'm not sure I did. But I don't know who's the last merchant in there is. And I didn't check the merchants at the docks. Alright. But that is it for our cleanup. All we have left now is to do the main quest. Because until our mesmerized level goes up, we can't do any of the other things. Because we can't get into What's-Her-Face's house, Venus's house, to get our last clue for the one guy. And we need to get into her house and upstairs so that we can go across to do... what's her name? Charlotte, I think, right? Yeah. To do Charlotte's quest. So yeah, all we have left is the Ascalon Club, the main mission. So I guess we will end this part here. I was planning on just making a big recording cutting it, but this is a solid stopping point. So we'll just end it here. So thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next time for more.